Hi guys, it's Angie here with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I thought I'd conduct a little experiment. I thought I would see what it would turn out like if I compared an ice-dyed shirt that was dyed up on a rack with one that was dyed down in the muck. And to make it interesting, let's just throw in an incline dye at the same time. Compare all three. Okay, let's get going. I'm going to fan fold 3 adult-sized large shirts. I've soaked them all in soda ash. I wrung them out by hand. I tied them all up at the same time. They're as close to being the same as I can get. Let me tell you a little bit about my setup. What I'm going to use for the one dyed on the rack is I've put a rack down inside a tub. I've put foil around it to keep the ice on, and I'm using just some dye bottles that I filled with water to kind of hold everything in place. The one that I'm dyeing down in the muck, I put it in a tub. Again, I've put some foil around it to try to hold the ice on, and I'm using water bottles again to hold everything in place. For my incline dye, I've taken a piece of plastic guttering, put the shirt down in the guttering, and one end is down in the tub at the bottom of the tub, causing that piece of guttering to incline. All of the colors that I'm going to be using today are from Dharma Trading Company, with the exception of one. I'm going to alternate between pinks and blues on these shirts. I'm going to start out with hot pink, followed by peacock blue, hot hibiscus, robin's egg blue, light red, and I'm using a turquoise that I purchased from Custom Colors. I'm then going to go in at the end of each of the pink colors, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of raspberry between the pink and the blue. So like between the hot pink and the peacock blue, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of raspberry going onto the hot pink and onto the peacock blue. I'm going to do the same thing between the hot hibiscus and the robin's egg blue, and between the light red and the turquoise. Then between the blues and the pinks, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Grecian sea. So between the peacock blue and hot hibiscus, and the robin's egg blue and the light red, and the turquoise and the hot pink, I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of that Grecian sea. I'm also putting some additional soda ash on the shirt right before I layer on the ice. I only put one layer of ice on all of these shirts. I came back in after all the ice had melted and I checked to see whether or not the dye went all the way through the shirts. It looked like it did, so I just left them alone. Full disclosure, because I did not use a tub that was smaller for the muck dye, my muck, so the liquid that ran off of the shirt, had the ability to get away from the shirt. I mean, it wasn't sitting in large quantities of muck. So I'm not sure whether that made a huge difference. I'm sure it would have maybe been a little bit darker if I would have used a smaller tub and it would have sat in more of that muck. But because the tub was a little bit larger and I only used one round of ice, it did not just sit in a large puddle of that muck. Here are all the shirts side by side so we can compare them a little bit better. The one that was the no muck shirt that was dyed up on the rack seems to have a lot more white in it. The muck shirt, you can't tell a huge difference, I don't think, from the front of it, but from the back of it you can see the darker lines where it sat down in the muck, and the muck made it darker on the back. The Incline dye looks totally different. I think you can always spot an Incline dyed shirt over the rest of them. I mean, it just kind of watercolors into the next color, and it has a totally different look. About the only thing I would do different next time if I went to try this again is I would use a smaller container so that perhaps you would have more of an effect from the muck so that it sat in a little bit more of the liquid. Otherwise, I had fun doing this experiment. I think it's always neat to see how if you change one element of a tie-dye, how it changes the whole look of it. Until next time, thanks for watching.